Okay, so imagine this, right? Super Bowl's over, all the excitement. But then, boom, this whole other story kicks off. It involves Cardi B, Donald Trump, and, yeah, a pair of really pricey shoes.
Exactly. It's kind of a wild mix, isn't it? You've got celebrity, politics, and just plain old frustration all wrapped up in one event.
Totally. And we're diving into it based on this piece from the Economic Times, looking at Cardi B apparently blaming Trump for her, let's say, Super Bowl troubles.
Right. And just to be clear up front, our goal here isn't about taking sides politically or anything.
No, not at all.
We just want to, unpack the story as it was reported, see how these different worlds, pop culture, politics, kind of crashed into each other at the Super Bowl.
Okay, let's get into it then. What exactly set Cardi B off? What happened there, according to the report?
Well, the article says she went on Instagram Live pretty much right after the event, seems like.
Okay.
And she was really frustrated. Her main complaint was about all the extra security.
Security, right, because Trump was there.
That's what she claimed, yeah. She directly linked the heightened security presence to Donald Trump attending the game.
And this security detail had, well, specific consequences for her feet, or rather her footwear.
Very specific. She said that because of Trump's security setup, the usual golf carts they have inside the stadium, they stopped running past a certain point.
Ah, okay. So no ride.
No ride. Which meant she had to walk a lot further than expected, apparently.
And the shoes.
Yes, the shoes. Her Christian Louboutin, which she mentioned cost $3,000.
Wow.
And she said they got messed up because of all that unexpected walking.
Okay, $3,000 for shoes, and then they get ruined walking through a stadium. I mean, okay, it's relatable on some level, even if the price tag isn't for most of us.
Definitely a point of frustration anyone could understand. Yeah, the scale is just different.
Did she, leave it there? Or did she have a more direct message for Trump himself?
Oh, she definitely did. The report quotes her saying, pretty bluntly, all because of Trump, now I like him less.
Oh, okay. No ambiguity there.
None whatsoever. And she also apparently questioned why he even needed to be there, saying he didn't have to go to Super Bowl. Like, his presence caused issues for others.
Interesting. Now, the article adds a bit of context, mentioning Trump was the first sitting president to go to a Super Bowl. He wasn't sitting this time, obviously, in 2025.
Right, that's an important distinction. He was there as a former president.
And he apparently left pretty early, after the second quarter, the report said.
Yeah, that detail's in there, too.
Does that maybe change the calculus a bit? I mean, if he left early, was the disruption maybe shorter?
It could, yeah. It adds maybe a bit more nuance. His security footprint would still be significant, even as a former president, especially on arrival and entry.
Sure.
But maybe the impact lessened after he departed. Still, her perception, her experience, was that his being there at all was the root cause of her shoe problem. It shows how symbolic his presence is, right?
Yeah, absolutely. But wasn't there more to it than just the shoes? Didn't she bring up something else, something much heavier?
Yes, definitely. During that same Instagram Live session, it wasn't just about the Super Bowl logistics.
What was it?
She actually demanded that Trump bring my uncle back.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, referring to her uncle who had been deported from the U.S.
It's a huge shift from ruined shoes to deportation.
It really is. And the article notes she kind of immediately followed it up by acknowledging it probably wouldn't happen. She said something like, well, he definitely ain't going to do that.
Right. Sort of a demand, but also knowing it's...
Yeah. A long shot, to say the least. It shows how the Super Bowl incident maybe tapped into something much deeper for her.
And the article reminds us, contextually, that Trump's administration started those mass deportations back after the inauguration in, Jan 2020?
Exactly. So that political action has had very real personal consequences for people, including, it seems, Cardi B's family.
So the Super Bowl frustration, the shoes, it kind of became a platform for this other bigger issue.
Yeah, precisely. It's a really clear example of how a seemingly, maybe superficial celebrity complaint can suddenly connect to these major political issues and personal histories, especially on social media, where it all just flows together.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
The report also throws in a few other details, like their ages: Cardi B, 32, Trump, 78, and mentions other celebs were there: Bradley Cooper, Anne Hathaway, Why include that stuff?
Well, the ages maybe give a little context, different generations, different points in their careers.
Huh?
And mentioning other stars like Cooper and Hathaway just kind of paints the picture, you know?
Yeah.
It emphasizes this was a huge, high-profile event, lots of important people there. So any disruption, like security changes, would potentially affect many. But Cardi's reaction is the one that made the news splash.
Right. She's the one talking about it publicly on Instagram Live.
Exactly.
And there was that clarification, too, wasn't there?
Hmm.
About what she wore to a party versus the stadium entrance.
Hmm.
Something about a gray dress and spiked heels.
Ah, yes, the FAQ section in the article mentioned that. It specified she wore a dark gray dress and spiked heels to a Super Bowl party.
Why point that out?
It's likely to prevent confusion. To make it clear, those probably weren't the $3,000 Louboutins she was talking about getting messed up during the intro walk. It just adds a layer of factual accuracy to the reporting, distinguishing between different events and outfits.
Gotcha. So ensuring the shoe story is tied to the stadium walk, not a party outfit.
Seems like it.
It's really something how the article itself says Trump became a major topic at the Super Bowl because of what Cardi B said.
Isn't it? That really struck me, too. It wasn't necessarily about anything Trump did at the game itself.
No.
It was about a celebrity reacting to his presence and that reaction becoming the story. It shows the power of that platform, you know?
Yeah, it absolutely does. How a personal experience, voiced loudly by someone famous, can shape the narrative around a huge event.
Totally. Her Instagram Live, her frustration, amplified like that, it just took off. It says a lot about how news travels now, doesn't it?
Okay, so let's wrap this part up. We've got Cardi B at the Super Bowl. Yeah. She's annoyed by security, which she blames on Trump being there. This leads to a long walk, damaged expensive shoes, and her saying she likes Trump less.
And then it pivots.
Right, pivots to a much more serious plea about her deported uncle, connecting the whole thing back to Trump's past policies, all reported by the Economic Times in Feb 2025.
And we've just tried to lay out what the article reported step by step, not adding our own spin, just understanding the sequence of events and claims.
Exactly. Just looking at how celebrity, politics, and personal grievance all got tangled up in this one news story.
Yeah, it's a fascinating little case study in modern media.
It really makes you think, though, how often does this happen? You know, someone famous shares a personal moment, even something like damaged shoes. And because of who they are and the platform they have,
It blows up.
yeah, it blows up into this whole news cycle.
Yeah.
Especially when it connects to politics or other big names at a major event.
It definitely raises questions about how we process information today. What grabs the headlines versus maybe the bigger picture sometimes.
Right. What does it say about our media landscape when a celebrity's shoe complaint can become such a focal point? It's definitely something to chew on long after the Super Bowl itself is over.